My name is Matthew Hebe Brand. I'm a chaplain currently assigned to the Chaplain Family Life Training Center here at Fort Hood. I'm getting my degree in marriage and family therapy. So I'm here to talk about suicide, depression, and how spirituality really kind of plays into some safety factors and how it can maybe help you in your life. I think depression is something that God, this may sound really strange, that God has provided us. It's like a blinking light. You're pulling up to an intersection and the blinking light's going off. Either it's yellow, it's caution. If it's red, you need to stop and look around and take stock of what you're doing before moving forward. I think depression, sadness, even shame to some extent are all, I say, warning signs that God has placed in our lives to tell us that something's not right necessarily in our world that's around us, whether things are happening to us or things that we're maybe even doing ourselves. And so to sit and just pretend that that doesn't exist, that those aren't warning signs for us to get better, or change something, or try something new, or to connect with something maybe that we've lost in the past, would be, I think, dangerous. So if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling stressed out, those are things that God has given us to say, hey, I need to do something different right now. As we're thinking about suicide and the levels of, there are different people. Some people are like, I'm in such pain right now, whether it's emotional pain, physical pain. They're just like, maybe I'm not actively trying to die right now, but I would be okay if something happened to me. And so I wouldn't say that those individuals are wishing for death, but they're definitely wanting something to change in their life. They're just overwhelmed by things, and I think that's okay. That's part of being human. We all have emotional limits to the amount of nonsense that's happening in our lives that causes us pain, or even physical pain. We all have those. No one, I will say, nobody has the full protection. And in those cases, typically, you need to lean on somebody else, right? If you can't, it's hard to keep that to yourself. I think I've tried to say over and over again, it's about people, it's about connecting, it's about making friendships, that are meaningful. Having those kinds of things are protective factors, because then you can rely on their strength, sharing each other's burdens. Yeah, someone might not know what you're going through or feeling entirely, but they can try to imagine and have some kind of empathy, for you, and having that kind of connection, and having somebody understand that goes a long way to help reduce, just the burden and darkness that you may be carrying. To think about, I'm not actively trying to kill myself, but I wouldn't mind if I was no longer here. Versus the person who's like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I am actively pursuing, trying to end my life. And somebody like that, if you're in that category, reach out to somebody and say, hey, if what I'm thinking is this okay? Is this decent? And hopefully somebody will put their arm around you and say, the world's a better place because you're here. You're unique, and your uniqueness, who you are and how you've been put together, probably it would be sad if you were no longer here to give the world what you have to offer. I know you may be in a lot of pain. You may be in a lot of things. People have abandoned you along the way, and you've been disappointed, maybe even by God, in the midst of that process. But the world is not better off without you. And if you can't see a brighter hope for tomorrow, then let somebody else have a brighter hope for you for tomorrow, and lean on them until the light of life begins to fill you just a little bit. Because I can't promise you that tomorrow will be fantastically better. But I can, it's got to be better than today then. If you're in that place, and the world would be a sadder place without you in it. Yeah, the Chaplain Family Life Center, how we're different than EBH. One is, there's no records here. So whatever your topic is, if say you are having suicidal thoughts and you come here, since we are chaplains, we fall under the confidentiality that stays between us and you. And that's a little bit of a difference between us and maybe EBH. You're going to find help at both both places. Both places are great options. But we have a little bit more we talk about pastoral care. So that's kind of our mission here, is to treat you like the creation that God has made you already.